Go-Getter family, what's up? It's your boy, back at you with a live. Guys, tonight I'm going to be talking about real estate and how it compares to the game of Monopoly. You know what I mean? And the reason I'm doing that, I got to keep it 100 with my Go-Getter family. You know what I'm saying? Reason that I'm doing this is I got a new member to the Go-Getter family. Okay. And this young man, and he's about 27 years old. So he's getting started early with the real estate investing. And he's doing it with creative financing and subjectto to become the bank, But the reason I'm doing this episode tonight is because that young man was part of another a real estate educational course, right? And he learned a lot of the basics of real estate, ARVs, comps, hard money lenders, things of that nature. But he had the question, where do I get the money? Where am I going to get the money? So I checked out the program, that he was taking, and the head of the program, man, he was talking about, he was comparing his program to Monopoly, and how we play Monopoly, and you bought up the properties and you went off if you had the systems in place, you was going to win, you was going to take over, and you was going to create generational wealth. And man, I was kind of sad, man. I was saddened. I was just it saddened me because it's not the information that he's selling our people, the regular people. It's not actionable. And I mean, it's like hitting the lottery. It's not plausible, So on this channel, what we do, the Go-Getter family, is we're bringing you guys actionable knowledge to get you guys on the road and the path to financial freedom, by teaching you how to become the bank using subjectto and creative financing to invest in real estate. Okay. You guys will never have to fill out any more applications, no more credit checks, no more debt to income ratios, no showing your W-2s, no more going to the bank to buy a house, and I felt moved to do this episode because on that same, I got a guy, a new Go-Getter family member, okay, in our Florida market. All right, we're gonna be down in the state of Florida doing some major things, okay, and I was scrolling through Instagram, and I seen that same ad, man, for that same program, and somebody asked a question on there, man, a basic, simple question. The information you're giving is good, he said, but how do we get the money? And I was like, man, that was a great question. How do you get the money? You guys, I've been investing in real estate for a few years now, right? And I started off doing the traditional way of investing in real estate. I wrote, excuse me, I wrote a 58-page step-by-step plan on how to invest in real estate the traditional way. All right. It's got 5 stages. Okay. It's find, analyze, buy, fix, and sell. Man, that junk doesn't work, man. I had a partner, man, who's a professional, makes a lot of money, has the ability to make a lot of money, and we couldn't get credit from the banks. So I'm scrolling through Instagram and I see that comment, and I see that the gentleman asked that question. Where does the money come from? How do we get the money? So I felt compelled to reach out, and I told him, like, that was a great question because they're giving you basic information. That was a basic question, for the basic information that they're selling, and I said, but there's a better way to do things. There's a way where you don't need a big old chunk of money and you don't need to have access to a bunch of money. All right. So tonight, man, we're going to talk about how you would win in Monopoly if you were using the 2 different strategies. Okay. If you're using traditional versus non-traditional, okay, you're using credit from the bank versus becoming the bank. All right. And I'll let you guys decide which one is better, which one's safer, which one is going to get you that generational wealth, that financial freedom, and that freedom, that we all search for, and I like I said, I'm giving you guys the actionable knowledge that is going to get you there, that's going to get the job done for you. And little side note, two things. I was talking to my IT specialist today, and man, he's essential to the team. I'll tell you that. He's like, because he was a teacher too, so I'm up here doing these episodes, and I don't got, look at it. That thing blank. It just got Monopoly written on there. It's all off the top. I know I need to get more prepared, but I'm out here busting moves. My eyes all red. I'm tired, man. I'm out here getting things done, man. Getting things done. Made a recording today for you guys. I went down to the recorder's office and recorded our affidavit of forfeiture. That's a whole nother subject. This goes to what my IT specialist was saying. He's like, yeah, you go off into tangents sometimes. I was like, yeah, man, I know, but I don't have no notes and nothing, man, put together, because I really don't have time, man. I'm trying to get some good help, but good help is hard to find. So, man, I forgot what the second thing was, man. I talked to my insurance broker today, my insurance broker and my insurance agent. Woo! Hey, they gave me some game on the insurance, go-getters. They gave me some game on the insurance. All right. So I'm gonna lace the Go-Getter family up. All right. So what's gonna happen with that is I'll probably do an episode on the insurance. But as far as the exclusive content and exclusive tutorials, that's gonna be up on our member, our Go-Getter family member monthly subscription. All right. And that's going to be super cheap, man. It's only $29.99, and you're going to get exclusive tutorials, documents to help walk you through these transactions, So the guy that had asked that question, where does the money come from? So if you guys remember Monopoly, you start off with the same amount of money, right? So everybody starts, pretty much the same. And then you roll the dice. Man, you roll them dice, man. You roll them dice, which is symbolic, because with the traditional route, like Monopoly, you're rolling the dice. You're rolling the dice, right? Because let's take traditional, all right? You find a house for under market value. You got to find a house for under market value. The house has to need some repairs or some improvements so that you can add value to it to make some money, right? So you find the house, you do your analysis to make sure that it's going to fit your budget, your time schedule, your contractors, all that stuff. Then you go to the bank, right? You go to the bank and you put on your best shirt, your best tie, right? You might even spray a little cologne on, a little perfume if you're a lady. You got you're not like this. You're not with an empty pad, man. You got your notes, your bullet points. You got your business plan. You got your investment packet. You got all that stuff because you want to give yourself the best chance. And you got your hat in your hand, right? You got your hat in your hand, hoping that the bank, is going to approve this credit so that you can get financial freedom, because that's everybody's dream, man. Everybody's dream. And you know what? I don't think it's financial freedom. I think that it's freedom itself that everyone wants, right? But financial freedom is just a tool to get us there, right? It's just a tool that's going to get you financial freedom. So anyway, so you're at the bank, you're looking good, you're smelling good, you got your leather case, right? Kind of like, you Monopoly, man. What I forgot the pieces. They got the hat, the shoe, the dog. I remember that. You know what I mean? So you fill out your credit report. You got your W-2s. You got some old pay stubs. You maybe have a little bit of money in the bank, man, to kind of show proof of funds, and you sit down, with the person across the desk from you, the bank manager, and you're hoping and praying. You're hoping and praying. You're hoping and praying that they're going to give you credit, and that the credit that they give you, if they do give you credit, doesn't have a high interest rate, or your payments aren't too high, that during that 3 months it's going to take to find, fix, and flip uh that the payment, the payments aren't too high and it doesn't break you and you don't default on that loan that you've worked so hard to get for this investment property, you know? So you got all that, right? So let's just say you got approved for the loan, right? I'm gonna act like lightning is striking here. You know what I mean? Like we won the lotto or something up in this month, you know. Because 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna get the loan, but whatever. For today, you got the loan, right? So you're happy, you're hyped, man. You're like, yes, I got the loan. You know what I mean? So boom, you've already got a property. You've done your analysis, so how long it should take you to rehab it or improve it or do your repairs. The cost of materials. Okay. Now you got to go out and you got to find a contractor, right? You got to find a contractor. And boy, I just had a person message me today that I know, man. He just bought a house, and he said after going through 7 contractors, he finally found somebody that wanted to work. He's like, man, what's wrong with society today? It seems like nobody wants to work, right? So imagine yourself, you borrowed this money from the bank. Okay, so you got this check, man. I don't know now if they're paying you, in installment or in stages. You hit certain goals, and then they'll pay you some more. Or maybe you got to pay out of your pocket and they reimburse you. They got a number of ways of bird feeding you, man, and making you their employee. So you got to find a contractor. Once you find that contractor, though, you better hope that that contractor isn't a better salesman than he is a contractor. Because if so, guys, it's over with. I mean, and I don't operate on hope, man. Now, I have hope. I'm not going to say that I don't. I have hope, but I don't operate on hope. That's what we're doing when we invest in real estate the traditional way. So you got the contractor, and for those of you guys that came in a little late, I'm talking about Monopoly, the board game Monopoly. Man, it's all about real estate, right? But we're talking about Monopoly with traditional versus unconventional, non-traditional, the way we get down, the way the Go-Getter family gets down. Okay, so boom, you got your contractor. Your contractor now, you got to stay on him. You got to micromanage your contractor. Let alone maybe you got a 9 to 5 job still. There's people out here saying that you can make a bunch of money and still have your job. But they're not telling you how to get the money to invest. So let's just say that you got a loan from the bank because you had great credit, or you had 15 to 20% down, like the gentleman that I was talking to on Instagram said that he just bought a house. He just got approved for a house, and I congratulated him. But then he told me for his investment house, the next investment loan, he's going to have 15 to 20% down. 15 to 20% down, guys, on $200,000. That's $40,000 down. I don't know about you. I don't got 40,000. I mean, I didn't have 40,000. I didn't, you know what I mean? Until I found the creative financing and subjectto. So anyway, but let's get back to the Monopoly, all right, before I get off in tangent. So you got your traditional, man. You got your contractor now. Now you have got to micromanage your contractor, okay, and hope that he shows up to the job site on time. Hope that his subcontractors that he hired follow through with their jobs. You got to hope that the price of materials don't go up, right? Because you've got this fixed amount for a loan that you got from the bank. So you're not going to be able to go back to the bank after you already went in your Sunday best with your hat in your hand, hoping that they'd give you this credit. And then prices of materials went up, or your contractor got hurt. Now you got to find a new contractor, so you're delayed. So you can't go back to the bank and say, hey, can I borrow another 20 grand? I'm over budget. You got to calculate that in on the traditional side, right? Because you've got to find, with a traditional, you have got to find a property that you can add value to. You have to. You've got to find it for under market value. You got to do some repairs to add value to it and then sell it for more, right? But then when you've got all these loans, you got to go through a realtor. You got these closing costs, man. That's an additional 10 to 12%. That's a rule of thumb. That's just your realtor fees and your closing costs, right? So traditional, man, it's out the door. Nobody will. I will not do any real estate investing the traditional way. Now you can borrow money, using subjectto and creative owner financing, but we borrow private money. There are no banks. We're not going to banks to fill out credit applications, bringing our W-2s. None of that. We're not doing that. So let's look at the non-traditional side of investing. All right, subjectto. Okay, you got a person who either is behind on their mortgage. okay? Or maybe they inherited a house, okay? They had a loved one that passed away. They inherited this house. This house still has debt on it, but they inherited it, okay? So how are they going to just up and start paying a mortgage that they hadn't planned on paying? Or you got a tired landlord. I mean, the foreclosure moratorium ends June 30th. There's a bunch of landlords out there that haven't been getting paid. There are over 6 million people behind on their mortgage right now. And over 2 million of those are more than 3 months behind on their mortgage. Okay. Now, you guys should know that a lot of rental properties, they have mortgages on them. So the people paying the rent on those are actually paying the mortgage. Okay. And the landlord is just getting the spread on that. So he's charging 1,500 a month, and his mortgage payment is 1,200 a month. So out of that 1,500, he pays the 12, he keeps 300. Well, they're behind too. So you got subject-to, right? We don't have to go to the bank for subject-to. We're not filling out no credit application. We're not doing any of that stuff. Okay. We're not putting on our Sunday best. No, we're going to talk to regular people like you and me, regular people like our aunts, uncles, our cousins, my mom, my dad, regular people. We're going to talk to them because we can help them. We can help them when they've inherited this property that has debt on it that they don't, that they can't pay. And we may even be able to pay them out some equity on that. So yes, they inherited this property and they think it's a trouble property. Like, oh man, what am I going to do with this? Right? This is why I've got to, and this is on me. I've got some marketing things in the work to get We Buy Houses and Help out there nationally, right? So people know they can get a hold of us. So they're, what am I going to do with this property? Here we come. Okay. We find out that they've got a mortgage payment on it. Oh, looks like I got a comment where they got a mortgage payment on it, but they've got some equity in there too. Hey, yeah, I see you, boy. Okay, okay. Um, they got some equity on it too. And the thing about that is we can pay out the equity, and we can do that without coming out of our own pocket. That's the beautiful part about this. And it's hard to wrap your head around if you are stuck in the traditional way of thinking. You've got to get out of the traditional way of thinking, okay? Of thinking that you got to go to a bank, you got to fill out the credit applications, and do all of that stuff, because you don't, guys. We're moving like the rich, the wealthy, the elite, and the politicians, okay? Subject-to, we're taking over these mortgage payments, and then we buy our properties in trust. Okay, we buy it with a trust. And I know that if you know anything about wealthy people, or like Bill Gates, man, the Bill and Melinda Gates foundation and trust, man, that's all rich people do. So we buy this property in a trust, and the trust owns the property. All right. And we're the beneficiary of the trust. Now, I don't want to get too deep on this because it gets a little complex. This is, my mentor says it's simple, but it's not easy. Right. So back to what I was saying. You've got these distressed properties, or you got a tired landlord, or you've got a family like the first subject-to that I bought. They had a growing family. Hey, he said, how do you track down these homes under duress? Man, Santana, you killing me, man. I'm gonna give you the game, though. I'm gonna give you the game. You can track these down, man. There's a number of different ways. I use a software. It's called PropStream. Okay, it costs a little bit of money, for the software, but that's okay because you're gonna have to spend a little bit of money, man. Not much, but you're gonna have to spend a little bit. I use PropStream, and you can get a list, man, of tired landlords, pre-foreclosures, probates. Probates are good. You know, I used to search my local newspaper, and you can do that online for foreclosures, because a foreclosure is a court action. So that has to be filed in the legal section of your local publication, wherever it's at. Right. So you find that there's your duress properties. Distressed properties, so you got probate, you got divorces, man. People have bought a house, they live together, they got a divorce, man, they don't want to look at each other. It's over with. So one person is going to keep the house, and one's going to go, right? But the person keeping the house, now they're probably down, going from 2 incomes to 1 income. It's going to be tough making the payments, and okay, say it's a divorce, and the person that got to keep the house, they want to sell the house, right? Because now they're down to 1 income, they can't afford this mortgage payment, but they go to a realtor, and the realtor's like, oh yeah, I can sell your house. Oh, it's in a beautiful neighborhood. Oh, there's schools by here, there's shopping centers, all of this stuff, but you got to make these repairs. I'm like, ah, man, now I got to get some money to make some repairs, come out of my pocket and all that. So I got to bring money to the table. No, they can call us. We buy as is and we sell as is. Okay. So what we can do is we come in and we can take over that mortgage, right? It's more complex than just saying, hey, I see that you're behind on your payments a little bit. I can take over your mortgage for you, and the mortgage stays on your credit, but the house goes in my name. No, 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 no. There's an artistry to it. Okay. There's an art form to speaking to prospects. All right. One, we never say subject to, we just one of the lines that I use is ideally we'd like to find a buyer for your home, but until then, we're just going to continue to make the mortgage payment for you. That's it, boom. But you're warming them up to that point. Okay. We never say subject to, we don't say contract. I don't even say contracts to my prospects. What? No, we don't say contracts, man. I'll give you another nugget. I tell my prospects, after I've been talking to them, which we call Go-Getter family, we call it conversational negotiation. I just say, okay, all you got to do is authorize this paperwork and we can move forward on this, you know. So these are just little nuggets. He said, okay, Santana, man, I like you, man. I like you, man. You go get her, man. I like that, man. I respect it. I respect it. So, anyway, back to where I was at. Where was I, man? Because I threw traditional out the door, man. I'm so sick of traditional. Uh, Going to fill out all the credit reports and all these guidelines and restrictions on borrowing the money. Like one of my viewers, man, that's watching right now, he told me that he bought a house but then he wants to invest on a second property, but he's gonna have to bring up at least 15 to 20% down, right? So everybody knows this, but there's these programs out here that are selling basic information, man. Talk about wholesaling, and we do all of that. Only thing we don't do is reverse mortgages and go to the bank, man, and try to get a mortgage, right? But they're selling basic information, but they're not telling you how to get the money. And how do you do any of this if you don't have the money, right? So with subject to, you come in and you take over the existing mortgage payment. So you have just got to continue to make that mortgage payment each month. Okay. And then, like I said, if there's some equity in the property, we can pay that out. Now, I like to buy and hold if it's a nice house. I don't want to sell it, right? Because think about it like this, guys. I'm going off on a tangent, man. My IT specialist told me about this today. But man, Will, if you're watching, it's another tangent. All right. Think about this. You got a house, you got a prospect, right? And maybe you don't have the $20,000 in equity that they have, right? So there's something called a double closing, okay, where it works like this. I've got my prospect, they're ready to sell, okay. I've agreed to pay them out $20,000 in their equity, and then I can either take over their mortgage payment, or with a double closing, I just sell the house, right? But at closing, it's called a double closing because you close on the same day. Okay. So your seller is coming to meet you, right? To sell it. Now, during this 30 days that you've given yourself from when you sign the purchase agreement, you sign it and you give yourself 30 days to find a buyer. Okay. During that 30 days, you found a buyer. Okay. But you made some on the spread. Your buyer's going to pay a bit more, or even an assignment fee. Okay. Yeah, an assignment fee. You got to have an assignment clause in your contracts, in your paperwork. But on that double closing, they show up on the same day. They never see each other, but your buyer's funds pay out that $20,000 in equity, and they pay your $5,000 assignment fee or $10,000 assignment fee, or however much you charge over the contract, right? This is the beauty of creative financing and subject to. Okay. You don't have to have a big chunk of money. You don't have to have access to a big chunk of money. You don't have to go to hard money lenders and go follow their guidelines, man, pay those outrageous interest rates. It's it is the keys to the kingdom. All right. So when you compare the two, if you're playing Monopoly, right, and you're using the traditional way, I'm playing, and the person I'm playing against, they're using the traditional way, and I'm using creative and subject to. Okay. So when they buy a property, they got to spend $100,000, right? When I buy a property, I got to spend $1,000. Who do you think is going to win? If they got to spend 100,000 for every property they buy, and I spend 1,000 for every property I buy, I'm going to win, right? But see, the difference in this is I'm giving you more than just surface information, superficial information. I'm giving you actionable knowledge on how to get these done. All right, there's episodes on here, and for those that are tuning in, I'm sorry. For those that are tuning in late, I'm going off on another tangent. This is supposed to be about Monopoly, man, and comparing the two. You know what I mean? And yeah, but creative owner financing and subject to it's. I mean, it does not compare when you think about it. It doesn't compare to traditional financing in any way, shape, or form. All right. I was just talking to my insurance broker today, and she bought a house. She bought it on land, and then she built her house, right? And man, she was like, I had to sign. She said she had to sign documents like that thick, guys, like that thick. Uh, man, my subject to document packet. I can't. Oh, I got to look for it, man. Matter of fact. Oh, that ain't it. Oh, there you go. I'm downstairs, baby. You come downstairs. Oh, all right. Here we go. Subject to document packet right here, right? This is all you need to purchase a house subject to, right? And I got extras in here, man. So it isn't even this thick. You've got your limited power of attorney, right? We've got to get a limited power of attorney. Let me see. Man, I always include my memorandum of contract. This is your deal insurance right here. The memorandum of contract, it means that when you sign a purchase agreement with somebody, uh, uh um that person can't okay, you sign a purchase agreement with them and you set your purchase date out for 30 days, right? Well, then another investor comes to them after you talk to them and they offer more money. So the person's like, man, what? $500 more? Man, it's that grimy out there too, man. $500. $500 more? I'm not talking to Gene no more. I'm not answering Gene's calls. None of that, right? So they go with the person that's $500 more. This standard memorandum of contract, when you get this filled out, notarized, you bring it down to a recorder's office, record it, man, it's deal insurance. So it says that you have an agreement to buy this particular piece of property. Now, if they break that agreement and they try to sell to somebody else, they got to go through you to sell that home when they do the title search, man. So you just tell them, well, yeah, I'll release it. My fee's $5,000. My fee's $7,000. They backed out of a deal. They didn't keep their word. You got your due on sale, acknowledgement, and agreement. That's these are what is this? This is four pages right here. You got your CTF letter, man, the cover the family letter. This covers you and your assets. It's the seller acknowledgments, right? To make sure they weren't under the influence. They knew that you were taking over the mortgage payment. They knew that the mortgage was going to stay on their name, under their name. That the debt, they were responsible for the debt, all of that stuff. And then you got your purchase and sales agreement, and you've got your information release form. Okay, this is the information release form is to so that you can talk to their lender and verify their mortgage, the terms of their mortgage, you know, whether it's a fixed rate mortgage, adjustable rate mortgage, the percentage rate, if their payment was principal, interest, taxes, and insurance, right? So guys, back to the Monopoly game, right? If you look at this little folder right here, these are all the documents that you have to get signed and that you have signed to purchase a property subject to. Now, one of my viewers, man, that's watching right now, he's up here commenting, and I do appreciate it, man. If you got any questions, drop your questions in the comments, and I'll try to do an episode on them, man, because I'm thorough on this. I'm thorough. So, my viewer, when he just bought a purchase home, man, I guarantee you ask him, he signed some documents like that thick. Right. So you're at the closing table on closing day at the title company signing these documents, man. It's almost like you're a zombie in there because you signing all these documents, like signing your life away. Right. What we do, the GoGetter family, right? We have them sign 3 documents with us: the purchase and sales agreement, the information release form, and then our deal insurance. Okay. Now, the other documents We have them sign at closing. So we're not coming in with a big old folder full of paper so they feel like they're signing their life away. No. And there's an artistry to it. When we're talking to our prospects, we're filling out these forms, these documents for them. We're filling out the contracts. We're putting their information in. And then we have them sign. So they don't have to sit there and be writing it out. Then we give them a copy. We give them a copy. So because guys, we're helping people. We're people that are behind on their payments or have inherited a property they can't afford or that got divorced, or they're tired landlords. We're taking this over. We're taking this debt over for them. We're making these payments. They're not getting a foreclosure on their credit history. Okay. We're reinstating the loan for the bank. Okay, so we're helping. Okay, so we're helping our sellers, right? We're helping the bank because we're reinstating the loan. They don't have to pay for the foreclosure process. They don't have to go those months without generating that income, and that profit that they're killing us on. Um, then we're helping our buyers because we're providing affordable housing, right? Because our exit strategy is lease option to buy, or we contract for deed, installment land contract, right? These are all rent to own strategies. Okay, so we don't do credit checks and things like that when we sell. We sell to people that can't qualify for a regular mortgage. And guys, 75% of the population has less than perfect credit. So we're dealing with our buyers are a majority of the population. A majority of the population. The thing is, guys, um, the banks, the realtor industry, because we don't need realtors. The only thing we need to do this is a lawyer and a title company. That's it. Lawyer and a title company, and depending on your state, it can be either or. You can just need a title company, or you can just need a lawyer. And then some states you need both. Now the Go-Getter family, we can close in all 50 states. We can close in all 50 states, right? Hey, and I just talked to my insurance broker today and agent. We can insure our subject twos in all 50 states. All 50 states. These are the hurdles that people come across when trying to do subject twos. Okay, and other creative owner financing. Let me get away from subject to for a minute, right? Because subject to is just taking it over subject to the existing debt. You say, you're talking Jim, broski. I feel you're genuine and authentic in how you speak. Man, I appreciate that, man. I really do, man, because it's hard to find genuine and authentic people out here in this world today. That's why I'm so upset about the dude that was selling this game to our people, and it's basic information. It's not gonna help. It's just taking their little bit of money that they have and giving them hope that they're gonna get financial freedom. And man, I'm gonna venture to guess like one out of 150 people that take that program, or a lot of these programs out here, um, buy an investment property. You know what I mean? 30 days to find a buyer. How hard is that realistically, though? And what happens if those 30 days expire if you don't find one? Okay. Man, this is all right. This is our episode, homie. This is our episode. This is our episode. I got about 15 minutes left. Okay. So the 30 days, right? You want to give yourself the 30, really it's 30 to 45 days. Okay. You do that because we don't want to spend our own money. You know what I mean? So we give ourselves the 30 to 45 days to then go find our end buyer, right? We found the prospect and we talked them into selling us their home, right? And we set it out for the 30 to 45 days to go find our end buyer. So you put up a sign that says house for sale, no credit checks. Man, what? You better have a different phone number, because that phone's gonna be blowing up. That thing's gonna be blowing up. You put up a sign. You can do email blasts. There's email blasts. There's text blasts. We're marketing the website, the webuyandhelp.com, but that's the acquisition. So that's buying. So the disposition. Now, you said, what happens if you don't find? Okay, now this is what happens if you don't find a buyer. You've got to put down earnest money. Okay. Now with us though, man, we're the bank, so we don't want to spend our own money. So, man, did you know that you can write a note? You can create a note for the earnest money deposit and give it to the title company. It's like an IOU. You are writing a note that says, "I, Gene Boykin, write this note." Man, I got it somewhere. I'll put it in a document packet on the Go Getter Family website. I'll write this note for earnest money deposit of $100, or $500 or 5,000, whatever you guys agree on. Okay. Now, we establish relationships though with our prospects, with our sellers and our buyers, man, because we want to help people. It's not just about trying to get rich. You know what I mean? If you are in it for just the money, man, you in it, for the wrong thing, man. It's not just about the money, right? So we're helping people. So we've established a relationship with them anyway. So we can either close fast, right? Or we give ourselves the 30 to 45 days. I say the 30 to 45 days if you don't have any money, man, and you're just out here, trying to get to it. You know what I mean? So you give yourself the 30 to 45 days so you can find that end buyer to go ahead and pay for, whatever it is, whether it's the equity or you just need the closing costs paid because you're taking over the mortgage. Man, I'm going to show you a deed real quick, right? It's called a quit claim deed. And where is that? Hold on, man. I got to get the folder out. It's a quit claim deed. Oh, here it is. I'm going to show you this, man. It's a quit claim deed, right? You can a quit claim, like the word quit. A quit claim deed is a deed that is a non-guaranteed title, which means the deed to the house can have liens on it, or it can't have liens, right? That when you quit claim it, it just means it's yours. I'm not guaranteeing it either way, but we communicate with our sellers and our buyers so they know what's up, right? But with a quit claim, you don't have to. Oh, I gotta put this receipt. You don't have to go to a title company and pay closing costs, stuff like that. Quit claim, all you do is you get the check from your buyer, or you give your seller the check, and then you get the quit claim notarized, and you go down to the recorder's office and you record that bad boy. And now you're the new proud owner of a house. Let me see. Man, I just showed this on one of my other videos the other day. I don't want to show these people name, man. Can you see that up top? You see that where it says $10? For the consideration of $10. $10. $10. I bought this house for $10, right? But really it was like $650 with all my little ancillary expenses. But this couple, they were deaf, both of them. And they love me, man. They love me because I helped them. They were ripped off by a contractor for $10,000, right? And then the realtor that this contractor stole $10,000 from put a lien on the property for the $10,000 on this deaf couple's property. The city, the property got red tagged, so the city was going to demolish it and charge this deaf couple another $10,000, which would have then put a lien on the property they live in. So here I come, man, to save the day. Oh, so I got involved. I had an end buyer. My end buyer was actually a contractor, man. He's been a contractor for 40 years. Yeah, man. So, and I helped him out. I got that lien off the property. I didn't pay anything. We did a forfeiture, which is the same thing as a foreclosure. It's just with the contract, right? When you buy with a contract and a person doesn't make their payments, you file a forfeiture. Okay. When you get a mortgage and you miss your payments, they file a foreclosure, right? That's the difference between the two. This is why I say that creative owner financing and subjectto, you can do all these things. Just people just don't know the terms and don't know the systems and things like that. So back to what I was saying, if you don't sell that house in 30 days, what happens is you either lose your earnest money deposit, or you can go back to your seller and you just tell them and say, hey, can we just go out another week? Some things fell through with the financing or whatever. Baby, what's wrong, baby? Come here. Okay, Dada's almost done. Come here, beautiful. Come here, Dada's almost done. Come here. Oh. Don't cry. Dad gonna say hi again, okay, to everybody that's watching. Okay, don't cry. It's okay. It's okay. You gotta say hi to everybody that's watching. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. Yeah. I love you. Daddy loves you. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna come upstairs. Drink here. Take a drink of this soda. Nah, I gotta tell them bye. Okay, here, take a drink. Go ahead. Hold it. All right. Hey guys, I gotta get up out of here. I know I got off a subject, man. Then didn't do the monopoly thing, man. But if you can't tell traditional versus non-traditional, man, there's no other way to go. I will never listen. I bought 4 houses in a month and a half. All right. Two of them I took over subject to. The one I just showed you for the $10, that was what you call a wholesale. Baby, that's enough soda. Yeah, I'll let you go. You're gonna drink the whole thing, ain't you? So two of them were wholesale, then two of them were subject to. I didn't step foot in the bank once. I didn't step foot in the bank once. I didn't fill out a credit application. I didn't show no W-2s. None of that. I'm sick of going into these big banking institutions. Come here, with my hat in my hand, hoping that my credit score is good enough or my debt to income. Look at that, look at that. Or my debt to income ratio meets the percentages, the 70-30, all of that crap, man. You guys, we don't have to do that. We don't. Now, subject to, hey, look at that face. Hey, that might go viral, that cute little face. Subject to and creative owner financing. Creative owner financing is like buying out. Yeah, that's the GoGetter family, Princess GoGetter. It's like buying on contract. Okay, the person, the seller already owns the home, right? So we just turn them into the bank. Yeah, that'll get you a cookie. Okay. We just turn them into the bank, right? They already own the home, so we don't have to go out and get a loan. Hold on, baby, let Dada talk. We don't have to go out and get a loan from the bank and then go pay this seller $100,000 for the house. If they already own it outright, we can create a mortgage on that property and just make payments to them, right? It's called terms, or you can create a mortgage. You can create a mortgage, or you can buy it. You can make payments. You can get a loan from them for the house, no interest. All your payments go towards the principal. It's beautiful, man. It is beautiful. Watch my episodes on here, guys. It'll give you the game, and the GoGetter family website is just about done. You know, we're getting it set up. And we're gonna have that subscription for like $29.99 a month. It's gonna have exclusive tutorials or whatever. Man, that's inexpensive, man. That is inexpensive compared to what some of these do. Man, man, that hurts. It hurts my heart that they're out here charging our people all of this money for something that is not gonna fulfill their dream of financial freedom, man. So guys, I gotta get up out of here. But till next time, let's get to it, y'all. Hey, say bye. Tell them bye. Bye. Bye.